Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Maniac Monday. First and foremost, I do hope each and every one of you had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you got to get out and enjoy the weather wherever you're at. Maybe watch some good movies, binge watch some series, do whatever it is that makes you happy because life's too short as is. And I do also wish you're having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk on top of that. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of your new faces. I'm up over that 300 marker, which is amazing. So all you old faces and new, please do always look in the description box for more information on the daily film, such as your basic synopsis, your starring cast, your director, the runtime of the cut I am watching, along with if there's a MPAA rating, Motion Picture Association of America rating on it, then I will put that on there. There's also going to be some trivia if there's anything worthwhile of mentioning, and then there's going to be a link for a trailer or a scene. Like today's is a very common one, very easy to find, so there is definitely a cleaned up trailer out there and a nice Blu-ray that does exist for it, which is really nice for me to do one that I know that is really cheap to buy, that you guys can go out and check out, and if you haven't seen it, that I highly recommend it. This one came out all the way back in 1981, so it was 39 years old, and is none other than Escape from New York. Yes, folks. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I put this in my top 5 favorite films. I don't know why. I just absolutely love and adore this movie so much. It is got everything in it that any film goer could want. It's got action, it's got comedy, it's got some suspense, it's got horror to it. And for you ladies out there, there is a little bit of a romance story between, there's 2 romances. There's a short-lived one between our star Kurt Russell and, at the time, I believe they were dating Season Hubley or Hubley, however it's pronounced. I think it's Hubley, who has a very, very, very small role in there, but there's a little bit of a chemistry going on there. But there is a whole love thing with Adrienne Barbeau and Harry Dean Stanton's character, Maggie and Brain, which are amazing characters all in their own. But we'll get to that here in a moment. We're going to get onto this actual release and some of the goodies it's got inside. Now, this is a 2-disc special edition Blu-ray, factory pressed, none of that BDR stuff. Has a reversible artwork with a newly commissioned artwork, which this release is nothing new. It's an old release. I'm just reviewing it for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe because I watched it recently. Maybe that's why. And now, as far as special features goes, your second disc is all your special features, and you got all kinds of stuff on there. You got a whole thing with the visual effects, with both Robert and Dennis Scottick, or however you pronounce their names. You got an interview with John Carpenter in here, a lady who did production stills for it. You got Isaac Hayes is on here, Kurt Russell is on here. Who else do we got? They got a ton of people to come back in and talk on the main featurette on the second disc, which is just amazing. I loved every minute of that feature for sure. It was, what was that feature called? It was Return to Escape from New York. That's what it was called. That was an amazing featurette. I really like that. Done by the Vidywell Films people, which is different than what we're used to with Scream Factory. They usually get Red Shirt Pictures in there to do their stuff, which is amazing work. I love Red Shirt Pictures. They do top-notch work. Now, as far as anything else goes with this release, I've basically listed off any of the special features that are worthwhile of mentioning. Oh, I almost forgot, there is the scene that was deleted from the original sequence, one that they filmed everything for, was going to be our original setup for the movie, but they decided to cut it. It hit the editing room floor and sat there, and it was never really put onto any releases until now that I can think of, because I have another DVD release of this, and for some reason I just don't remember that bank heist scene being in that, or at least everything in here is new features compared to that one. As far as like that, as far as it's a more updated version. There's more current interviews on it, so that helps. All the ones that are on my old one are probably 15 years old, if not older. So it's an old DVD, like 2-disc or 3-disc. I can't remember. I haven't watched it in a hot minute. It's and it collects dust. I forgot to grab it for this review. I should have, though. Now, I've gone in about 6 minutes, and I haven't told you what it's about or who's in it. It stars Kurt Russell, who is always great. I always love him in the movie. In this one, The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China is great. A fun little comedy with Overboard. If you want a tense thriller, he did, what is it? Backdraft. Another great one is Breakdown, which I absolutely love that nobody really talks about. Breakdown, definitely check that one out with Kurt Russell. I really, really like that movie. It's definitely a solid movie from beginning to end, just like this one. This also has Lee Van Cleef, which is an old school Western actor. What I mostly know him for, he definitely is a legend in this one. We got Ernest Borgnine, which everybody should know. Borgie's great. We got the great Donald Pleasence, which I'm looking at this cast and almost everybody listed except for 3 people that I have listed on the starring cast are deceased, including Donald Pleasence, which you guys should know him from Halloween fame, and like James Bond and a bunch of other stuff. And then we got Isaac Hayes, who played Chef on South Park. I know him always. He will always be the Duke of New York to me. He is not the chef. He is not Chef. He is the Duke of New York. I'm sorry, folks. Maybe for you younger folks, that's what he'll be known to you as, but he's the Duke. And then, like I said, we got seasoned Hubley. We got the late, great Harry Dean Stanton, who plays Brain in here. And Harry Dean Stanton's great in everything that he ever did. I never thought once that he was brought down in any of the films that he was in. One of the first things I always think of with Harry Dean Stanton is Repo Man, which, if you've never seen Repo Man, do check that out. That is an amazing, amazing, amazing movie that came out back in 83, I think. I could be wrong. I can't remember 100%. I did review it. It's one of my very first YouTube reviews. So if you do want to check that one out, go ahead and hop on over there and take a little peek. But that's an amazing film. And then we also got Adrienne Barbeau in here who plays Maggie. Adrienne Barbeau is amazing in everything she's in. Stuff like Creepshow, Swamp Thing, just everything. She's an amazing, amazing actress. I always love Adrienne Barbeau. And then this is directed by none other than the amazing John Carpenter, who also did The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China and etc., etc. Prince of Darkness, In the Mouth of Madness, The Fog, the Elvis movie that he also did make with Kurt Russell as well. Starman, which is a weird one. Memoirs of the Invisible Man. The guy has made a lot of different type of film. I will give him kudos for that. He is a accomplished director, and I am a huge, huge fan. And he, of course, does the sound score on here as usual, which is always great because he always adds something very fun and cool, something that is mind-blowing on the symphonic level, something that really, really catches your attention. The guy's great at it. Now, what is this about exactly? It's basically in 1997. Yeah, which is already come and gone. But 1997, the world has gone through all kinds of changes. New York has basically like crime rates have skyrocketed. Manhattan Island has become a prison for all of the derelicts of the United States. So every single criminal, from the minor ones to the gigantic ones, are going to Manhattan Island. So they're all trapped on there. The president of the United States, played by Donald Pleasence, is his plane is hijacked by this other girl. I forget who exactly what her name is, but it is she's hijacked the airplane, and now she's going to crash land it in Manhattan on Manhattan Island, so that the criminals can have the convicts can have their way with him and have a bargaining chip for possibly getting out of there or something along those lines. It's pretty obvious when you're watching it. It's like, oh, they want to get out. That's obvious what it is. But so they get Snake Plissken, played by Kurt Russell, who is amazing. He is introduced to us by Lee Van Cleef. His character Lee Van Cleef is I forget what exactly he is, but he is like a head of the task force, basically, to go in and get the president. And he's the one that recommends Snake Plissken, which everybody's thing that they say, oh, Plissken, Snake Plissken, I thought you was dead. And he always responds with, I am, or something along those lines. The guy is just got a legendary status everywhere he goes with that name of his. And so they get him to go into Manhattan Island and extract the President of the United States, which he was on his way to a world summit, and he had some cassette tape on him that had the basically an answer to world hunger and things like that, and would have changed the world and would have brought forth a lot of peace, hoping. That's what all of it was in hopes for. And so they have a hold of him, and they've taken the tape. Snake Plissken, he gets himself in there. He is met one by all these different characters. Isaac Hayes is the Duke of New York. He is the basically the lead bad guy. He has the President of the United States as hostage, and him and his little crew, which he is like I said, the leader of all the bad guys. He's the baddest of the bad. He's the Duke of New York, number one. But that is basically your whole setup. You got him going in there to get the president out and to bring him back to this world summit within 24 hours. Otherwise, the summit will end, and probably all chances of making this work again, this world-changing thing work again, will be probably frivolous. It probably would never happen again. It was one of those once-in-a-lifetime ordeals. And so and then how they get Plissken to do it is they put these two things in his neck, and they basically in his throat, and they are little teeny tiny little explosives essentially, and they will explode within a certain amount of time. They dissolve, but they can be neutralized with common X-rays. So he is got that in his throat, doing that, or keeping him his attention to, like, hey, I got to be very speedy at this. I got to do what I got to do. No fooling around. No, like, real chance to go recon things. Just, you got to go in and go out, balls deep. And which he does. There's some amazing things in here. There's a very, very cool scene with, oh shoot, what is the name of that? Ox Baker. a great scene where he is in a giant wrestling ring with the amazing Ox Baker, who is known for his famous move was the heart punch. And when he was at the top of his career, the heart punch was considered to be deadly and lethal, and he had the gimmick, the kayfabe of it down to a T, that if you were to get hit with it, he would kill you. And he would go, anytime he had a very bad feud with somebody, he would hit them over and over and over again with the heart punch, which there's legendary videos of him causing mass hysteria and riots in the stands due to his heart punch activity in the ring. The guy is a legend, a legend, a legend. So look up Ox Baker if you're ever interested in that man who is in that immortal fight scene, Clash of the Titans type scene. It's definitely better than Thunderdome. 2 men enter and 1 man left, and it was Snake fucking Plissken. I mean, how could it not be? He's the man. He is the greatest anti-hero of the 80s, or at least of the early 80s. I will say that the guy is epic. Now, as far as anything else goes as far as the storyline, that's about all I want to give up for as far as plot goes. Now, as far as any kind of ratings go, there is as far as technicality goes, this thing's a masterpiece. John Carpenter has a beautiful eye, and he got Dean Cundy in there again to be his DP, his director of photography. So they always work rather well together. And then they had the late great Linda Hill in here as well to help write and get a full cast and crew going, because she was definitely a huge piece of the backbone. She was like the backbone of the entire crew. She did a lot besides writing stories. She was definitely a powerful woman when it came to being on set. She's awesome. And as far as editing goes, it works perfectly. There's perfect little cuts that never feel out of place or make the momentum feel like it's changed pace in a good or a bad matter. It's always staying. It's got a very smooth pace. Never stutter steps. That sound score also just adds on to it as well. It makes it just superb. And then you got that amazing top-notch acting cast. You got that top-notch cast with all that great acting involved. I can't say one bad word about Escape from New York, other than more people need to see it. That's the only bad thing I need to say, is more people need to see it, because I know some folks out there that just haven't yet because it's old. I know, it's 39 years old. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to give it a 4 on the technical side, 4 through 5. On the entertainment side, this thing's probably another 4 out of 5. It's a solid film, 8 out of 10, 7 out of... I would say 8 out of 10 is a good number for this one. It's not flawless by any means. I think John Carpenter never really got flawless, but he got damn close with this, with The Thing and Escape from New York. And Halloween was that one was definitely had a lot of flaws to it, but it's a masterpiece. It's a legend. It's something that everybody must watch if you're a horror aficionado, especially if you're a fan of the slasher genre. Like I am. I'm a huge fan of the slashers. It's my favorite subgenre when it comes to the horror stuff. Alright, guys. 8 out of 10. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to have lined up Tuesday through Thursday, but Friday... Ooh, I got to be behemoth for you Friday. I was going to do it today, but I want to watch it again. And there is a documentary that is on it that comes with it that I wish to watch as well. So I want to give it my full attention, and it definitely deserves it. So Friday is going to be a monster of a movie. Definitely one that I'm very excited that I saw. I'm excited that I own. Wow. 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 That's all I'm going to say. Friday. Wow. All right, guys. Love your faces.